What'd I say? Didn't I say it? Didn't I say it? What is up, everybody? My name is Advance, and this is Advanced Sports Talk. Didn't I say the Bucs was gonna bounce back? Didn't I say it was gonna bounce back? Didn't I say Tom Brady was coming for revenge? Oh man, so far they are following the path that I've laid out to a T. So, Buccaneers is beating Carolina, soundly defeated Carolina. So not only did we sweep them, but we beat them by 23 points. So we avenged the sweeping by completing a sweeping, and then we beat them by a large point margin. We beat them at every phase of the game. Man, my man Rojo, 98-yard rush for a touchdown. 210 total yards rushing. 192 of those going to Rojo alone. So, Mike Evans. Hold on, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna talk about Mike Evans for a minute. I'm gonna talk about that whole wide receiver situation. See, I hate when these analysts come up with these narratives and these opinions, basically saying like, oh well, yeah, so and so is upset because he's not getting the ball. How do you know? We're not in that locker room. I know Mike Evans beats himself up when he misses a pass, but I mean, they're trying to cause all this dissension and drama. It's for what? Well, no, I know for what. It's ratings. It's the same reason why I say Jerry Jones don't care about black people. But yeah, so no, it's like they trying to start up all this drama and dissension for nothing. Basically saying, oh well, Mike Evans is mad because he's not gonna get fed as much. Mike Evans cares about winning. Everybody in that locker room cares about winning. And then the whole thing with Antonio Brown destroying a fence, or no, he destroyed a security camera or whatever in his and this happened back in October, before the Bucs signed him. So what? You brought all that up for what? It's just now coming out. He did this. Alright, Buccaneers said, alright, look, we already knew about it. We handled it accordingly. They sat down and they talked with AB. So far, he's been issue free since becoming a Buccaneer. That's really the only thing that matters. But yeah, Chris Godwin fell just 8. He fell 8 shy of 100 yards. So yeah, he had 92 yards. Tom Brady though came out breathing fire. I said last week that was a it was a humbling game. That's why I wore this shirt. This ain't my merch, by the way. No, this is Walmart. My merch is on the way. Yeah, that's why he had to have his humbling game last week. As much as I wish it wasn't a sweeping and it wasn't as bad of a loss as it was, I would have much rather it happen now than in the playoffs. Because we making the playoffs. Best believe. But look. So yeah, Tom Brady came out throwing 340 yards passing and threw 3 touchdowns. I already told you about the 98-yard touchdown run by Ronald Jones. But yeah, so this had actually surprised me because with Tampa Bay, you never know which running back is going to go off, whether it's going to be Rojo or Fournette. But the fact that when Rojo fumbled, I was like, that's why I'm glad I started Fournette. Because see, I never know which one is going to go off. So I started both of them in my fantasy league. But, to my surprise, BA gave Rojo another chance. And man, did he deliver. Yeah, he bounced back big. And he was gashing that interior line. Like I said, 192 yards rushing. And 98 of those was on one play. So, sadly, Teddy Bridgewater was injured. I don't know how long he's going to be out. At first, I was pretty much like, oh man, we got this game in the bag. Then I remembered who their backup quarterback is. See, I was like, Nani? But yeah, so for anybody that wasn't concerned, y'all didn't watch the XFL. The Panthers, when it was announced that the XFL was not going to be returning, or that they would be returning, but maybe not. So the Panthers went out and signed PJ Walker. Yeah, PJ Walker was the quarterback for the Houston Roughnecks. He's basically not Cam 2.0, but like he's like Cam Newton, sort of. So yeah, he's like that, like Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson hybrid. When I saw that, I was like, oh man, I know this kid can make some plays. So, first thing that I said was, don't let him get comfortable. Don't slack off. Don't do that. Like, keep pressuring him. But at that point, it was 4 minutes left in the game, and we was running ball control. So we ran enough time off the clock to where it didn't matter. Good win for the Bucs. Yeah, stellar performance. The defense bounced back. It had me a little bit concerned in the first half, but then they only allowed 6 points for the entire second half. And my man JPP came up with an interception, and Teddy Bridgewater threw the most perfect Jameis pass that he could ever throw, and threw it right to him. I mean, it was 14-7 in the first quarter, but they went into halftime 17 up. After that, Tampa Bay just started running away with the game, only allowing 6 points for the entire half. And Tampa whooped them badly. Came away with the victory, 46-23. Moving on to the Thursday night game. Indianapolis Colts versus the Tennessee Titans. AFC South matchup. And man, Phillip Rivers is cooking. Going for over 300 yards. Colts ended up pulling out the victory 34-17. So I don't know if this game was a defensive battle or if the offensive play on both sides just sucked completely. But the Houston Texans versus the Cleveland Browns. Browns ended up pulling out the victory 10-7. 10-7? With the playmakers that I know that they have on both sides of the ball, I'm going to assume it was just a defense. Man, I don't get it, because Cleveland had over 200 yards rushing. Houston had a bit of a balanced attack. No picks thrown. What the hell? What the hell happened in this game? Browns beat the Texans 10-7. Moving on to the team formerly known as the Washington Redskins versus the Detroit Lions. Yeah, this was a sneaky shootout. Alex Smith had 390 yards passing to Alex Smith's 276. But Alex Smith threw no touchdowns while Matthew Stafford threw 3. Lions pulled out the victory 30-27. Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, it was looking scary for the Packers first. Jaguars went up 10-7. Then Aaron Rodgers just opened the floodgates. The game was going back and forth for a minute, but the Packers ended up winning 24-20. I think this surprised everybody. So, Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Giants. And I don't know what happened. I'm just going to chalk it up to play calling. But the Giants ended up beating the Eagles 27-17. The LA Chargers versus the Miami Dolphins. Tua's third start on the season, I believe. And yeah, he lit the Chargers up. No pun intended. Justin Herbert and Tua actually had identical quarterback play. Justin Herbert threw for 187 yards while Tua threw for 169. They both threw 2 touchdowns, but Herbert threw 1 interception. Dolphins beat the Chargers 29-21. Buffalo Bills versus the Arizona Cardinals. Man. Now, this was a shootout. Yeah, 284 yards from Josh Allen, 245 yards from Kyler Murray. Deandre Hopkins getting his mandatory 100 yards a game. 7 out of 12 receptions for 127 yards and 1 touchdown. And that touchdown, I gotta talk about the touchdown. The touchdown, last 5 seconds of the game. Oh man, Kyler Murray throws a perfect, it wasn't a bullet, it was a perfect ball to a perfect area. D-Hop, triple coverage, jumps up, snatches it out the air, touchdown, Arizona wins. Oh man, that was a spectacular ending. Cause I mean, D-Hop is the best receiver in the league this week. Because that might be surpassed next week by Michael Thomas. But I'm talking about Michael Thomas. Let's move on to the Saints. So, Saints versus the 49ers at home. So, Drew Brees sustained a rib injury. They said he had like 6 fractured ribs and a collapsed lung. Now, when I said last week, I didn't know, I don't believe that I jinxed it, but on the off chance that this is the last good game that the Saints have, yeah, I don't see the Saints having many games like that. For all I know, Drew Brees put everything he had into that one game. I did say that he put everything he had into beating us. But, you know, I can't really take credit for that. But, you know, I said that if that was his last game, but they ended up winning. So, you know, I said that might have been his last good game. They say he's about to miss like 2 to 3 weeks at least. When we play teams, it's like one of 2 things happen. Either we shut them down. One of 3 things happen. Either we shut them down, we take them out during the game, or, you know, they ball out on us and they get hurt the following week. I mean, look what happened with Aaron Jones in Green Bay. You know, like they, you know, the Packers, you know, even though they didn't really get out the gate on us, but, you know, Aaron Jones was still making plays in that game, and then he made it through the game, and then he got hurt in practice, so he had to miss the following game. So I don't know. It's like with us, it's like teams. When we go to war with teams, they they feel that the following week. And whoever plays that, whatever team we play the next week, you know, is, you know, they just, you know, they're gonna get some kind of injury even if they win. You know, they're not coming out of that game intact. You know, so, but no, all jokes aside, I hope Drew Brees recovers. They said he's gonna miss at least like 2 to 3 games, and, you know, right now, Jameis got the start. So, you know, he was, you know, even though I forgot where he was listed on the depth chart. But yeah, you know, Jameis Winston is more than capable of taking over for Drew Brees. And yeah, I'm glad we don't gotta play them anymore. So, but yeah, so anyway, good luck the rest of the season. Oh, for Buccaneers fans, no, we still gotta worry about keeping pace with the Saints, because even though like Jameis had 30 interceptions with us last year, let's not forget he was following the design of Bruce Arians' offense, which is to throw it deep, or no risk it, no biscuit is the popular term today. You know, no risk it, no biscuit. And then let's not forget about, you know, the passes that were intercepted off of deflections. The fact that, you know, Jameis got that LASIK surgery, so he can actually see now. So yeah, it's it's a lot of things that I guess we'll find out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. What would have happened if Jameis was allowed to stay. Because they got some weapons down there, so we can't slack off. We gotta keep pace with the Saints. But anyway, I'm getting away from this. So yeah, it's looking like that the Saints was playing a dangerous game playing the 49ers because they caught the injury bug from them. But Saints ended up beating the 49ers 27-13. The Denver Broncos versus the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders smoked them 37-12. And that's with Derek Carr only throwing for 150 yards. Josh Jacobs rushing for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers won 36-10. Ben throwing for 300 yards, 333 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So, yeah, he's showing shades of a 2008 Ben Roethlisberger. The Seattle Seahawks versus the LA Rams. And I was actually surprised at this. The Rams beat the Seahawks 23-16. Russell Wilson threw 2 interceptions. Baltimore Ravens versus the New England Patriots. The Patriots ended up winning 23-17. I don't know what the Ravens are going through, but I hope they get it together because they're coming down to the final stretch. Steelers is still undefeated, so unless they completely collapse over the next 3 weeks and Baltimore wins out, they're not winning the division. So they're tied with the Browns right now, 6-3. So I don't know. Come on, Ravens. But good news is Cam bounced back. So there's that. Monday night game. Minnesota Vikings versus the Chicago Bears. Minnesota wins 19-13. So that'll do it for this episode of Advanced Sports Talk. So I'm coming down to the final stretch of the season. Last 6 or 7 games. So now we're looking at playoffs, playoff position, leaders, standings, etc. Division leaders, standings, etc. So, be on the lookout for that. I'm be doing additional breakdown videos. Got my merch on the way. Once it gets here, I'll be able to display it for you and I'll be able to actually advertise it for you. So, don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more football fight news. If you enjoy gaming, check me out on Advanced Plays. AKA VMX 2929. Alright. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.